Want to watch the show, you do it there. Who's helping out today? Thank you to Julia DeUmp. D-apostrophe. Thank you so much.
And it's Julia.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I know,
Julia.
I just wanted to make sure there's emphasis on it because some people, I thought you were trying to get the last name right, but it's,
Julia DeUmp. Tomorrow there'll be a new Poundcake podcast. And today, later on, we'll get to Perez Bilton's hot celebrity goss. People always tell me when I tease that, they say how happy they are when they get that hot celebrity goss all over their face.
I love getting that hot goss.
They want it all over themselves. Guardians will play tonight. That's all anybody's talking about, quite frankly. First game against the Yankees. There in the Bronx, 7:37 tonight here on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. If you are in town but not near wherever the sound comes out of your speaker or whatever. The National Institutes of Health warn against excessive bidet use.
Oh, what's excessive?
I say, what's excessive?
I guess you'd want to go to ncbi.nim.nih.gov, but
I'm not sitting there for a half an hour. I'm splashing a little.
It potentially causes severe anal itching and anal incontinence. What the hell is anal incontinence?
I don't understand how something calls incontinence.
I think
when your beehole, like, literally poop comes out of there. Like, what? It couldn't get any dirtier. I don't understand.
Well, do you know what incontinence means?
No.
Then why are you freaking out about it?
I don't like the
It's
name.
a lack of control over your bodily functions. Like if they talk about how pregnant women, when they sneeze, they pee a little bit. That's right. So if you're incontinent, I think a lot of people associate it with urination, but it's also out the back door too.
Yeah,
Did you never
don't
look
spray hours of water on your butt.
I think some people, though, they get it and then they go, man, this is great. And then they start playing around with it. Then they're power washing the Cheerio, and that's where you run into trouble.
I've done the different types of settings. The one back at Gay Bay, like, that thing was magical.
Well, because here's the issue, and I'm sure Bill would attest to this. I mean, I've used them before. Here's the issue. If the stream is too weak, it defeats the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
If it's too strong, it doesn't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to find this weird, Mary tried it and she blew up the whole restaurant bathroom.
It's all over my body.
I don't think I've had it too strong, though. Like,
No.
I don't think they have it so it takes off, your ass hairs. Like, I don't think it does that.
Is it? But could we perhaps theorize that maybe you have a higher tolerance, you have a higher threshold back there than some other people might?
No.
All right.
Because
All right.
no one is back there. Like,
I don't know what you're doing
no.
in your life.
Mine
None of my
operates just like
business.
everybody else's,
None of my business.
contrary to popular belief.
Well, anyway, listen, I think it's probably good to warn against doing anything excessively. Well, I'm a big believer in moderation. Moderation allows you to do just about anything you want to do.
If you're using toilet paper
Moderation is where the freedom is.
excessively, it's going to wreck your beehole. There's anything you do excessively to your beehole probably ain't making it better.
Nah.
That's one to grow on.
Excessively.
Excessively.
I don't
That's
believe
right.
that.
Well, everybody has their own definition of what that is.
What's excessive?
But I'll leave that to you, I guess.
Is that Reading Rainbow? Or is that The More You Know?
Is the more you know.
Why would he play Reading Rainbow? I'm annoyed by Cody already today.
Why? What's
I
going
didn't
on?
even do anything
You've
to
been
you.
annoyed all week.
She's in a bad mood because of this roof.
I'm always in a bad mood. Here's my question, Cody. Have you never been at like Walmart or CVS and it says incontinence on one of the aisles? Did you just never know what that meant and the fact that it was with all the adult diapers?
I've never known what that meant. Nobody in my family.
There's nothing else in
Your
that
mother
aisle.
is a nurse. I swear I keep going back, and I know when she's at home she's trying to sleep. But you have to have had conversations about things or
saying even
something.
being in
His
the
mother's
aisle.
a medical professional.
There's
No,
nothing
she
else in
doesn't.
that aisle.
But he's like you. He doesn't ask follow-up questions.
It's not about a
No-
follow-up question.
Yes, it is.
If you're standing
Never-
in the aisle
never
and you
once-
look up and it says incontinence and all you see around you is diapers.
But never once did he go, I wonder what that means. He didn't Google it. He didn't ask because he didn't care.
Well, the thing you guys keep
He goes, this
forgetting
looks
about-
like an old person's aisle. I
Right.
don't need to know what incontinence
I've never
means.
gone down an old person's aisle.
And that's a lie. He definitely has.
I know.
But if he is not interested in something, it does not exist. His way of learning the world is the way a T-Rex sees the world. If it's not moving, it ain't a thing to him. So if it doesn't tickle his brain, it does not exist. He has no interest in it. I mean, how many times have we played songs and
Like the
asked
same
about stuff,
songs.
same songs, and he's just like,
And had just said the name of the band.
and he's just
Right.
like, I don't know. It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Lou
and it's,
Rawls.
Yeah, Lou Rawls again and again. If it doesn't interest him, he just tunes out and goes into Cody
He
land.
identified Dio's Holy Diver from South Park.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Because that tickles his brain.
Yeah.
So if his brain's getting tickled, he can latch on to some knowledge.
Now, in fairness, I don't think anybody does a deep dive on things they don't care about. It's just that the things you don't know
We're not talking about
are
deep
so
dives.
common and so universally known, or at least people are familiar with. Now, you could probably ask a bunch of people what's incontinence,
They could
and
at
a
least
lot of them
probably
wouldn't
say
be. A lot of
the
them would
aisle has
not.
diapers in
A
it.
lot of them would not be able to tell you.
like I didn't know what C. diff was until my brother
But
mentioned.
that's a specific thing. The
Mm-hmm.
poop
So is
transfer.
incontinence.
No, it's a lot of people
No.
have incontinence. Is there a C. diff aisle at Giant Eagle?
I don't know. I don't
There
know.
is
I
a
didn't
He
know there
doesn't,
was
spoiler.
read,
an
he
incontinence
doesn't
aisle.
read them.
Yeah,
He doesn't read them because they
He
don't.
wanders
Yeah.
around until something looks like bread, and then he grabs that and some chips and a juice. and he
also-
goes home.
Spoiler alert: there is no C. diff aisle.
In more defense of Poundcake, he doesn't grocery shop either.
Okay, I guess that's true too. He's not in stores
Like-
often.
So he's
You're not
only
seeing-
seen.
I don't
when
think
I-
they put that at the top of Uber Eats of like
say, but-
incontinence.
But when I do go grocery shopping, I'm there getting what I need, and I'm not dilly-dallying. Why would I want to go down aisles that I have no business going down? It's wasting time.
Do not read them is my question. It's all
No.
listed at the top, so you don't look at it and say, "Oh, I do need rice. I'll go down this aisle."
But that wouldn't be down the incontinence aisle.
It's next to it. Is my point. They're all in a line.
No.
Right, it's not in the incontinent aisle.
If I read
I can't
incontinence,
believe you've never seen that or heard that word.
if
That's all.
if I saw incontinence, I don't think I would Google it. I would just know that that's not what I'm looking for.
What we should be fascinated.
That's not juice.
we,
That's right.
That's not condiments.
I mean, he's right. That's not. I'm not going
I
to find
guess.
ketchup in an aisle that says incontinence.
what we should
fine.
really be focusing on is not the fact that he didn't know incontinence, the fact that he had an opinion on it without
A
knowing.
strong
a
opinion
strong
on it.
opinion on it.
That's a lot of
with-
things.
Yeah, and that's who he is, and that's why last week when he's talking about how he likes Kanye because he sticks to his guns even when he's
Wrong.
about stuff, Poundcake's like, I like that because
I like
you're a
it.
person
I like
that
a
will have
new-
a strong opinion when you know nothing about it.
I like that information doesn't change his opinions.
well,
Now, Mary didn't know that batteries are electric. There's a lot of different
Also,
ways.
Neither did Cody.
A lot of different ways we can go with this.
I'm just gonna agree with her because she's being snappy.
Listen, there's a difference between
Trying to
not
get her on your
knowing-
good side.
There's a difference between not knowing the insides of a battery and then arguing a point to the death. It was what it sounded like.
I was
And
Cody
when Mary
said.
was
Bidet.
presented with the information, she wasn't like, no.
No, it isn't. It's fairy dust, like I always thought it was.
Here's a text. Alan, I am 44 years old, and I have never before heard the word incontinence.
No way.
Clearly, there's a way. I believe
guess-
this person.
I guess that's a lucky place to be in.
We were talking about very briefly. I just simply mentioned anal incontinence. Poundcake heard the word anal
Jumped
and
all over
jumped
it.
all over it. He diagrammed that sentence right there. Took incontinence off, which is arguably the most important part of that part. Now, if it said in condiments aisle, would you think that there was ketchup down there? Would you go down there and
yeah,
incontinence? This must be things that you find around the world.
you don't just
This
eat
must
it.
be their worldly menu items.
I was just carrying wet wipes with you at all times so you can wipe off all the condiments that you spill.
Right. Listen, everybody has brain farts, right? I did ask my wife why nobody ever thought to dehydrate grapes.
We all have moments like
We all
that.
have brain
sure.
farts.
Sure.
This is not a brain fart.
Mine's just deflated. It's not passing.
But
gas.
here's
There's
what
no
I
air
always
left.
say. Here's what I always say. You take the bitter with the sweet. Every time we kick Poundcake a little bit in the balls or something like this, but he walks away knowing one more thing.
Sure.
Now, whether or not that means anything to him, and I'm going to go with no, he's, but I always go back to, in matters like this, I always go back to, your mom's a nurse. I would think that just by osmosis, some of this stuff, if there were any of us that would be able to wax poetic on medical stuff, I would think, not that you and your mom are sitting down and going through textbooks, but your mom's a nurse. She absolutely, unfortunately, knows what incontinence is.
She does, but what does that have to do with me?
You are her son.
She would
it's
say,
never come up. I got this woman who's incontinent.
She would
you were
say,
like, what's that mean, Mommy?
No, she would say it because she knows her boys, and I would be like, I guess I would say, what is incontinence? But she would say, I was babysitting this old guy, and he had a diaper on. That's what she would say. He had a
when
diaper
you were
on.
little, that's what she would say.
No, she would say that now. She was like, oh, yeah, I had to put this guy in an adult diaper. That's what she would say. She wouldn't say this dude is incontinent. She would say he needs a diaper.
So that's because
She
your
knows
mom
to dumb
knows
it
you don't
down,
know the
yeah.
word.
Maybe.
She knows he's got a smooth brain.
So smooth.
He's
A
just got
smooth brain.
Smooth ass brain. No
Yeah.
wrinkles
Oh,
in there.
come on.
Everything's just bouncing off of it.
Oh, I don't think he's got a smooth brain because you can't pin Cody down.
I would just say
He
like,
will shoot some info darts at you on the strangest things. But,
Right, but
then
then-
he's never heard the word
But
incontinence.
then he'll also just make stuff up too, so I can't really.
Well, we are in a
But-
creative
yeah.
field over here.
If
He's
my
over
mom-
there creating things.
If my mom came home and she said I was, watching this guy last night and he lost his motor skills, I'm like, oh, did he get into a car accident? Like that would be the type of stuff I would ask. But
I had a guy come in who lost his motor skills.
I'm like, oh, he got-
he got his license
he
suspended.
got his license suspended because he was driving recklessly, and now he's all laid up in bed. Oh,
That's funny. Oh, my
sorry,
sweet,
Mary.
sweet little
I
boy.
told you don't have to apologize, man.
Oh
It's
man,
not your fault. I'm tired.
no, it's okay. I'm tired too.
that's right.
You
He
get
can
no
he
sleep
can
again?
he can still name all the Beatles.
Do you have to be up early today?
No, not early. I mean, at 7:30.
Crack of noon.
Crack of noon. No, screw you guys, man. I've been waking up at 7:30 4 days a week for like the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Hey, good
So
for you.
Come at me like that.
Well,
Good
no,
for
I
you.
wasn't saying that. I was just saying, why are you so tired?
I'm
I
always
was
tired.
Curious.
Tired of life. No,
Jeez.
I
Wow.
Mary
Things
used to
have
be like
taken
the
a
chipper,
turn.
happy
Yeah,
one on the
she
show,
was like,
and
"Hey,
she's
guys."
passed us as the bitter, crotchety ones in no time at all.
I'm a homeowner now. No,
And
no, I
sober.
didn't do anything. I mean, I went to yoga. I went and bought fall decor. Came home.
You
And that
bought
didn't
fall
make you
decor
happy?
and you didn't get happy from
You
it?
didn't get happy from
oh,
fall
I got
decor?
so happy from that. It doesn't make me less tired though.
I was looking for something in the basement the other day, and I'm organized to a fault, and so everything is in tubs.
Sure.
Right?
I need to get a tub.
The exact same tub. They're all labeled. They're all
Mhm.
printed out. The whole thing.
Fall stuff.
And I'm looking for something, and I'm moving other tubs to get to the ones that I think are back there. And I'm like, why do we have 5 tubs full labeled fall decor?
Why didn't you bring it out yet? That's my question.
That's up to Gwen.
Ah.
She determines when that happens. When it does happen, I'm happy to help set everything up.
Sure.
But I'm just in the way when it comes to those things. And then we have 5 more. You've met my wife. We have massive tubs, multiple tubs that are just labeled costumes.
Nice. I
She
love
loves
it.
costumes,
You
but I'm looking for something like, boy, these fall decor tubs are heavy because they're full.
Yeah.
Because nothing's out. And then I go upstairs and there's stuff out. I go,
all
we
the old
have
stuff.
we have a lot.
Yeah.
Lot of
because
stuff.
she needs the new stuff.
Well, yeah.
A lot of stuff. But even that didn't make you happy.
No, I'm not unhappy. I'm just tired. I can be happy and tired.
All right. Well, you're not coming across as happy.
Listen, you don't
Okay,
have
wait a
to be.
minute.
You
I
don't
can
have
be
to
happy
be.
and annoyed and tired.
You don't have to be any particular way.
Well,
Be
Right.
yourself.
I'm
I just-
hungry,
myself.
sore, and tired.
Yeah, me too. I got a turkey sandwich waiting for me, even though I don't really want that after that lady's airplane story.
The fat guy dripped his turkey drippings on her food.
And I had a turkey wrap earlier today too, so it was like,
My boyfriend and I both fell asleep on the couch last night watching the new Hellraiser.
I told you to skip it.
Well, he
had
fell
you ever seen
asleep.
the original?
No, he fell asleep. I watched it for about an hour, and I was like, I got to the point, spoiler alert, where they're hanging this chick up by her back meat, and her full back falls off, and she dies. And I was like, this is enough for me. I don't need to watch.
Yeah, I don't know why. If you hadn't seen I saw the original. It's one of my favorite movies. Is Clive Barker's Hellraiser, and I got about a half an hour into the new one, and I go, I don't need to see this. I don't care.
That's the thing. It was like an hour in, and I'm like, all right, it's like everyone talks about Hellraiser. It's
Yeah.
like a classic. So
Yeah.
we're watching the new one. And I'm like watching this lady's back rip off, and I was like, dude, I look over and he's passed out. I was like, I'm done with this. I can't stand this anymore.
When they redo those, it's just so they can update it with newer effects. It's not like this, because they're going to keep the same story. They don't really mess with that. It's a cool story. But it's like, I don't need to watch something just because it has a new way to rip somebody's back meat off.
So gross, dude.
Ah!
I was like, dude, what is that? Why? She's not dead yet? Like,
Nope.
freaking out.
A lot of screaming.
I turned on The Office. He woke up. He's like, what? Wait a minute, what was Hellraiser? I was like, dude, it's been over. It's been over.
That screaming was lulling him to sleep. That was his white noise. It's very white in that movie.
But yeah, we slept on the couch till like 2:30 and then woke up and went in the bed. Good for you. I never fall asleep on the couch. And I was just so tired yesterday that I did. And then I think that messed up the sleep today. And then getting up early and I went to yoga and, followed the core.
I know what'll cheer you up. Not Brian. I'm thinking of your boyfriend because you were talking about him.
His name is Brian.
Dustin from Georgia called.
Oh.
Yep.
Alan, it's Dustin down here in Georgia, man. I figured I'd call in and congratulate Mary on her sister starting OnlyFans.
Thank you.
I think
tried
this
so
is
hard.
great news. I think it's empowering for all women out there. And yes, your boy did throw her $5 and go ahead and subscribed. And I think she's quite beautiful. I mean, she's a pretty girl.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk bad about her or request weird pictures, but I was like, for $5, I'll see what she's working with. And I think Mary should give it a shot, too. She's worried about these future endeavors and opportunities. Well, what if these opportunities never come? And you're 50 years old and you wish, I wish I would have done OnlyFans.
Then start an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Saying, you ain't got to go all out, but you can definitely get your toes wet. Well, y'all have a good day. Goodbye.
Guys pay good money for you to get your toes wet, don't
They
they?
do.
Over on Santora Toes.
Dustin
wants you to dump him out. He's
Dude.
that-
Here's the thing, though, is that this isn't the first
so
message I've
nasty.
gotten like this, where someone has messaged me like, hey, I just subscribed to your sister's OnlyFans. Oh, blah, blah. We have vastly different bodies. My sister she's very curvaceous. She's got that hourglass figure. I am not shaped anything like her. So I'm like, just because we're related does not mean you would get the same quality of naked body.
She got cakes and you don't.
Well, she's always been curvy, and she's put on a little bit of weight.
Are you
but
calling her fat?
Not at all, because she is like 100% hourglass. And when she gains weight in her hips and her boobs.
In all the right places.
She only
see.
becomes more
Zoftig.
hourglassy. Yeah.
Rubenesque.
Yeah. She went to a wedding at a Renaissance fair, and she wore like a Renaissance fair dress with like the cinched. I was like, dude, you look like you're from that time. Like, this is.
So it like has the boobs like the cleavage where it pops out, and she could wear like
and
just
that
tear out
tiny
a
little
She's
waist,
just
and then
spilling
her
out.
hips were out. Yeah.
Did she just go to the one? I was looking at pictures. I think Cleveland Scene had like, pictures from the Renaissance fair or
No,
something.
it was
I
in
like,
Michigan a few weeks ago.
Oh, people. Does she like those, or did she just go because she's spilling out?
Well, no, there was a wedding. She went to her friend's wedding.
Oh, the wedding.
And they got married at the Renaissance fair.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Do you take this? Oh God.
Thine
it was
lady.
awesome.
Thine lady they're giving her the accolades
The
with the sword over each
betrothed.
shoulder.
Well, so she said the
Where's the
ceremony
goat?
was at like 10 in the morning. It
Yeah.
lasted 15 minutes, and they're like, okay, go enjoy the Renaissance fair. The
Just grog
reception-
and meat and goat.
Yeah, the
after that.
reception starts at noon or 1, and then she said the reception was over by like 4. So everyone got day drunk at this Renaissance fair, and then you go back to the hotel, pass out, and you're ready to go the next day. She's like, it was awesome. It was one of the best
That's
Oh,
weddings.
that's good.
Yeah.
I guess
But-
I'd have to be drunk if I was going to be at a Renaissance fair.
My
Or on
point is-
mushrooms.
or on mushrooms. If you did subscribe to my sister's OnlyFans and you enjoy it, I'm very happy. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for you. Our bodies don't look the same, so you don't have to ask me to make one because I'm not going to.
Right. You've got the feet.
I've
See,
got
that's where you're saying this wrong. You should say our bodies look the same. So if you've seen her, you've seen me. So leave me alone.
Our bodies
Like
look the
that.
same. So if you've seen her, you've seen me.
Because they're like, yeah, because it's not like a guy.
Well, I figured that'd be like what they're into.
We're into everything.
Oh. You're into naked.
We're into
Okay.
naked, and also the curiosity is what gets us most of the time. Just like wanting to know what
Yeah,
the
there's
naked girl looks like.
there's people from my high school that I didn't find them attractive really in high school, but like they've kind of blossomed. I'm like, I want to see this person naked. I would never have another opportunity to see this person naked. So I'll go ahead and give it a shot. And if I have the $5, I'll toss you.
I think I'm the
$5.
opposite of what you guys have described as being very common, which it's very compelling to see someone you know naked.
I
Yes,
don't like
it
that.
I think I'm the opposite.
I don't like it either.
Because next time I see them, I'm just going to be thinking of them naked.
So what?
Dude.
And I don't think that I want that.
So my sisters,
And they're going to know that I've seen
It
them.
depends on the person. Like,
well, my sisters and I have traded D-pics and like naked shots or like whatever. But I always ask them, like, is this someone that's going to be around for a while? Because like I've never seen any nudes of their husbands because I don't want to see that. But like if you see a guy off Tinder or something
did they
like that,
see
sure.
Brian's?
No, I've
Okay.
never shown them Brian because I know he's going to be around. And
Well,
I'm
because
like,
I don't know if you knew that early on.
no,
Yeah,
because
okay.
I knew I liked him. And I was
Okay.
like, if this was a fling, sure. But if this guy's going to be around for a while, I'm not forwarding this one
You
over.
guys don't get to see Dr. Penis.
Right.
I've got to take a break. If you would like to text for something, 35192. I will have tickets for you after the break for the Mushroom Head Halloween Festival, which is going to go down at the Agora end of this month. It's a big tradition over there, and the show is happening very, very soon. So a couple tickets for that. And we'll be back after these.
It's the Alan Cox Show. Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app or whatever smart device.